Extra, extra, read all about it.
This week, we bring you our extra bits from this season that never quite made it to air. And I dropped my hydro flask. Every week, we sit down and write morsels of comedic entertainment that form our steak dinner of a show. For one reason or another, some of these bits never quite make it to the customers and are tossed aside to rot in the bottomless pit that is our imagination.
And this week, we've decided to unpack some of these hidden treasures and do them right here in the studio for the first time ever in our special show,
Extra, extra, these are the bits we never did. Allie will once again be assisting us, telling us the names of the segment and the basic premise for us to follow. Let's get after it.
Our first bit today is called The Color Game, which was originally an idea for our first episode of the show. In this segment, we're going to show you a color on the screen, and you have to guess what the name of the color is. Let's look at the first one. All right, so I have some options for you.
Okay.
A is a suitable brown. B, adaptive shade. C, studio clay. D, gray area.
What?
Ooh,
See, here's the thing. My first take was white.
My first take was possibly eggshell.
I was maybe thinking like off-white or
Yeah.
like bone white. So, okay.
Okay. Clearly there's more
The
colors than we
first
thought.
one, it said brown.
Suitable brown.
It's definitely
Suitable.
not brown.
Hang on, wait, but it's suitable brown. Would you consider that suitable? Could you put that on a suit, and is it able to be brown?
No.
Okay,
Not
so
at
not
all.
that.
So, not that.
The second one was adaptive shade.
White's pretty
Possible,
adaptive. White is a color
pretty
that adapts all
It's something
colors
that,
light.
like, yeah, depending
So-
on how you look at it, could look like a different color.
Yeah, especially if on the screen.
Okay.
And then there was studio clay and gray area. Which do you think it is?
I want to go adaptive shade.
Yeah, adaptive shade.
We're going to go adaptive shade.
You guys are right. You guys
Yes.
are right.
Dude, we're so good at this.
All right,
Oh.
let's see the second color.
Batting 1,000.
All right, our
This is
choices
butler
are
blue.
No,
navel,
it's
salty
You
dog,
say navel?
navel,
Like,
Like the belly button?
navel,
okay.
Well, not that.
Not that.
salty dog, in the navy, and anchors away.
Okay.
Are those
so
last two
I
just
like that-
DG taglines?
Yes. And
Perhaps.
also, I love that every shade of blue is like nautical.
Yeah. Okay.
Navel, salty dog, in the navy, anchors away.
I kind of want to do anchors away just
I
because.
feel like that's not a real color, though.
Yeah, but I mean, like Lowe's paint swatches are like
That's fair.
so dumb.
Okay. That would make sense.
Yeah, so like that's what makes me think it's like anchors away. You know what I mean?
But salty dog is also a thing.
I feel like that couldn't be a shade of blue though.
Are we saying also because it's already been B, it's not going to be B again?
I'm kind of thinking about
Okay.
that. I assume they wouldn't do that.
All right. Let's go with Lowe's names them very ridiculously. So,
So with that in mind, we're gonna go anchors away.
yes.
And you guys are correct, 2 for 2.
How about that?
All right, let's see the last color.
Our guesswork is a lot better than
Oh, see,
This
that's
is the
the
same
same
color
color
from
as
the
the first
first.
one.
No.
Except
you
no,
can't
it's
do this.
brighter. It's brighter. It's for sure brighter.
All right, so here are your options.
Okay.
Sagey, sprout, green vibes, or relish.
Are you telling me this is a shade of green?
That's a shade of green.
No, it's not.
It is.
Okay, hang on.
That's
hang on.
literally
Let's
not.
look at this. Look at this. Microsoft Paint.
Yeah.
You have the entire colors.
All of
you can
them.
go green, and then you can have the adjustable for dark and light.
Yeah.
If you were to take green and go
All the way
up,
to white?
yeah, that's what this is.
Okay. So,
So it's green in essence. It's green in the same way LaCroix is a drink.
oh, okay. I can get with that. The
Yeah.
way that like LaCroix has flavor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's been in the same room as like a lemon.
Right. Yeah. Okay, that works. So with that in mind,
What are the colors
what
again?
are the colors?
Sagey, sprout, green vibes, relish.
I feel like
Okay.
it has to be. Okay, if we're going literally, it's green vibes. Because
Yeah.
like because that's not like relish is like a very green color with like little bits of white in it.
What's the first one?
Sagey?
Sagey.
I feel like that might be
Maybe.
because like it's a color where you don't know and you're just like kind of guessing. It's like sage-y.
I feel like it would have to be like a more greenish pale green.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I got bars like that. But it's turned like more green since we started this. It looks now more green.
I don't know if it's because we're looking at an electronic screen which uses red and green to display colors.
This is true.
So
I want to go.
Sagey, sprout, green vibes,
Green
relish.
vibes.
let's go with green vibes.
You guys are correct.
3 for 3. Holy crap! Woo! We've
Look
done
at
the
you
impossible.
We've literally never gotten everything right on anything.
No, hang on. I want you to put into perspective. Like the stuff we did before when we guessed, that
that-
was easier than this.
Yeah,
And
we
somehow
took like
stumbled.
a third grade midterm and did worse on that, and somehow were able to name all of Lowe's color swatches.
We didn't know the Inca, but we knew Lowe's.
Right, exactly.
I think it should represent how we dress.
Hands down the most successful thing ever. I'm so glad we didn't do this on the first one because people's standards would have been way up here and just immediately shot down.
Yeah, no. This I feel like we've really
We've blown it away.
We set the field really nice. It's a slow incline of bad in guessing until we're just the best.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, with that in mind, let's keep
on.
the streak going. What do we got next?
What's our next extra bit? Let's find out.
After the taping of our first show, our executive producer couldn't help but notice the uncanny resemblance of Collin's voice to famed internet personality and host of the popular YouTube show Crash Course, John Green. Since that moment in post-production, we've always wanted to do a spoof, and this week we present to you the unscripted, mostly inaccurate crap course. This week's topic, paper airplanes. Take it away, Collin.
So as many of you know, the actual airplane was invented in North Carolina by the Wright brothers. But what you probably don't know is the fact that the paper airplane was actually invented in South Carolina by the state of South Carolina. Now, you might be wondering, why did they do that? Well, it's actually because of the fact that states have to compete in order to get tourists. And South Carolina tried to one-up North Carolina, and I think we all know how it went because, let's be honest, paper airplanes are used much more than typical airplanes. I've never seen an airplane flying through the sky as much as I've been seeing paper airplanes fly at my head during class. And that's what the really important part about this is. It's the fact that South Carolina was trying to become a tourist destination with this new invention of the paper airplane. But it was much broader than that, because if you actually go back to the history of South Carolina and how they were mostly agricultural based, you find the fact that hemp was a very popular thing to grow, and they would make paper out of it. But due to the fact of the policies put forth by the United States government in the early 1900s, they actually had to move away from hemp as a paper source, and they moved to your typical paper made out of tree pulp.
Okay. Before you get too carried away, I'm going to bring up the thought box. Now, here we have a couple documents. I'm just going to hand you one of them.
Is this hemp paper or normal paper?
This, I think we have one piece. This is the hemp paper.
Okay.
So here you go. You're
Gotta
gonna
make it
read
authentic.
You're going to read it, and here you go.
It's blank. What would you like me to do with this? I have an idea, actually. All right. Do you want to critique me as I go?
I would love to.
Okay. So I don't know how you like to make your paper airplanes.
I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, this is going to be fun.
So do you want me to critique your paper airplane making, or
Yes.
just critique you while you make it?
Either works, I think.
Okay, because actually I got nothing. You got some hair on your sweater there, but that's not your fault. There's not much to critique, honestly. You're a pretty good-looking dude. You got
Thank
a
you.
nice sense of style.
It's because I dress like the stepdad in every 90s comedy who was a one-dimensional character.
Yeah, I really thought I'd have more to go on, but I can't roast much of anything.
Ha.
So, oops.
This is the first time in my life that this happened.
There's I don't know, man. I don't know if that fold lined up just the way you wanted to.
Hang on. We got this.
Interesting folds there.
Hang on. We got this. I should know. These used to hit me in high school. I should be able to do this.
Yeah, dude, you should be like a pro if you haven't deconstructed any of these.
All right.
I feel like that's not going to do well.
Okay. Hang on.
I'm a pessimist.
So we have our paper airplane, as you know, invented in the great state of South Carolina. Never been. Let's see if it flies properly. That is actually the best paper airplane I've ever made.
Just
That was incredible.
leagues better than I thought it was going to do. Great job.
I need this, the
For you
affirmation.
people
Oh.
Yeah,
at home,
absolutely.
that went halfway across our studio here,
That
which is
was...
very impressive.
And we also learned that Ross, our producer, can't throw paper airplanes.
So you're saying the part of that was just on me?
Yeah.
Okay. That's still affirming. I like that.
Yeah, it builds you up a little bit. All right.
Next extra bit.
Our next bit is called Weather Report. It was originally conceived even before our first episode was ever shot. The premise of this bit is simple. Collin will be checking in with our weather reporter, Chuck, who has an interesting take on weather. Take it away, you guys.
Welcome back to Channel 421 of Minute Past News. So many things have happened in the past week, including a proposition for a new park. But first, let's check in with our weather correspondent, Chuck. Chuck, what can you tell us about the forecast for this coming week?
Well, Collin, it's funny you should ask because weather's actually going away. Right here, where I'm looking at, weather left. You know, it really, people were talking about it. Oh, a little weather's coming up, and it just decided, you know what, I'm going to take a little hiatus, and there's just nothing. There's nothing here.
What do you think this hiatus is going to do, really?
Well, Collin, I actually think that Butler Sports is going to do fantastic this year. Sean McDermott's getting a bunch of tattoos, which is great because he does better every time he gets another one. And, he shot, real good in the last game, I guess. So could be super great for the year.
Now, what tattoo would you recommend him getting? Because personally, I'd like to advocate him getting a giant dragon tattoo across his back like Ricardo Diaz in a TV show called Arrow. But what would you advise?
Well, Collin, I actually think that music notes are kind of weird. Not any specific music note can actually tell you what you're supposed to do. It's just kind of a little line with a little circle thing at the end. And, I'd really be looking for more of something else. And I'm more of an audio learner than a visual learner. So someone writing out music notes and saying, see, you do it like this and then that one, it really doesn't tell me anything.
So can you play an instrument? I'm just curious because you seem to be very, very passionate about this music debate. And so can you actually play an instrument?
Well, Collin, I really do love shoes. And I've actually invested too much money so far in the sneaker game. And, I'm coming up on a paycheck, so maybe I'll have some more stacked up in the account. But, shoes are really cool. For me, it's kind of a way to personally express myself and really get my personal message across.
Yeah, you're talking about shoes. It really relates to style. So how's the style of that area? I want a fashion weather report right now.
Well, you see, Collin, the color black is actually the absence of light. It's really not a color at all, but it is the color that I attribute to why my heart feels the way that it does.
Do you need a hug, Chuck?
Collin, it's really funny that you ask that. See, what happens is that the heart has these two little pipes at the top, and then it has one at the bottom. And so the ones at the top, I don't know what they're called. Aortic is one of them. I'm not 100% sure.
Blood vessels, let's go with that.
But I took biology in junior year. So blood comes in through the top that's coming back from the rest of the bodies, and then the heart beats and pumps, and then it gets shipped out to the rest of your body and will eventually come back. Unless you start bleeding, and then that blood will go somewhere else, and you'll never get that blood ever again.
That's a very fun fact. I've heard a lot of things about blood specifically. Did you know that this is just a hypothetical thing that people claim, is that Italian people's blood is actually just marinara sauce. And I ask this because I'm pretty sure that's a map of Italy behind you. Can you address this?
Well, again, Collin, it's really hard for me to answer something like that because my dog is actually from Russia, and they really don't appreciate the kind of things that you're talking about. It's really insensitive of you, and I'd really rather that you didn't ask me things like that.
All right, cool. Well, it's fun fact. In this bit, we found out that I'm a bigot, apparently. So, what's our next bit?
Since the early days of our broadcast careers, we have been fascinated by the fast-paced, cheesy, and yet comical infomercials. We at the show have always wanted to do one of our own, and this week we are giving you the opportunity to do so. Here's the product you will be selling our audience this week in our segment, The Infomercial.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
Has this ever happened to you? You and your co-host are filming some.
Show me what it is.
You and your co-host are filming some bits, and you have some Christmas-themed thing.
Oh,
and
no.
then he always gets mad at you because it's against his religion. Well, do I have the product for you? I present to you
Oh, my
Rudolph
goodness.
the Red-Nosed Ball Shooter.
I wasn't ready for that, and it kind of hurt.
It's taken 4 episodes, and I'm glad I finally got to do that. Now, if you actually look at this,
goodness.
it provides quite a
I'm just
amazing.
scared now.
Good.
Please continue.
That sounds so bad because it feels like I'm attacking you for your religion now. It just feels bad. Oh,
Well,
this isn't that's not PG. But the point is, this is a very useful product if you want to hit anyone with a little red ball, whether it be your friend, whether it be your mom, whether it be your niece, whether it be anyone you just walk by on the street. Really, you can hit anyone in the face with a red ball from Rudolph, and I think that's really the most beneficial product about this.
Now, the only thing that would make it better is if we could put your dad's company's logo on there and make it the Rudolph Ball Shooter. Solely because I think that would sound hilarious. Another use for it, after you've shot the ball at your religiously diverse friend, you can use it kind of like a little fan if it squeeze hard enough.
It's an old-fashioned hairdryer.
Yeah, I mean, it'll take, a solid 7 weeks. But, it will dry your hair.
You could also use it to practice kissing. All
Okay,
right,
so that was our super final and technically the last bit.
Well, I'm just glad we actually got to try out these bits because it's been a lot of fun behind the scenes and on the camera.
Yeah,
but,
coming up with these ideas was a lot of fun, and to actually get to execute these was, again, just so much fun to do.
I got to shoot him with a reindeer. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at That's a Wrap Show.
Don't forget to subscribe and make sure to punch that notification bell.
Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Make sure to tune in to our season finale just before Thanksgiving. Until next time,
That's
a wrap.